What's good? It's Russell King here, and today we're going to be discussing the upcoming pay-per-view for NXT, which is NXT Stand and Deliver, and we're going to be discussing the main event scene for that pay-per-view, and we're going to start right away with the current women's NXT champion, Lyra Valkyria, and we're going to and Lyra Valkyria has been doing amazing work since she won the NXT Championship off of Becky Lynch, winning it at Halloween Havoc, put on an amazing match, and she's been doing amazing things since winning that championship. She had a feud with Blair Davenport. That was a really good feud. She ended up beating her. And right now, currently, she's right now in an intense feud with Roxanne Perez, who just recently turned heel, and that feud has been amazing so far. With Lyra Valkyria defeating Roxanne Perez at Vengeance Day, if I'm not mistaken, which it turned into a triple threat due to Lola Vice cashing in her breakout tournament contract. But Lyra Valkyria has been doing amazing work. Someone that I wasn't that high on initially. I was very shocked when they pulled the trigger to have her lose to Becky Lynch because I wasn't that really high on her. I really didn't understand the reasoning for her winning. I thought that if Becky Lynch was to lose, it would be to another heel, but the fact that she lost to another babyface, I'm not mad at it. And I have been enjoying Lyra Valkyria's reign. I've been enjoying the storyline that they've been telling with Tatum Paxley and Lyra. Tatum Paxley being obsessed with Lyra, willing to do anything for her, while Lyra is just kind of just want Tatum to just to not really be involved with her reign or with her matches, but Tatum constantly having her back, being this obsessed woman who just can't leave Lyra alone. I'm enjoying what they're recently done with Roxanne Perez in this feud, that, Lyra right now currently is dealing with an injury, due to Roxanne Perez attacking her and ends up snapping her arm. And I'm very curious how they're going to have Lyra Valkyria respond and how she's going to address Roxanne Perez. And I'm very excited for this feud. And I really wouldn't be surprised if she gets dethroned by Roxanne Perez. And because Roxanne Perez has been built up very well, and she's been making a real good case for why she should take the championship of Lyra Valkyria. As of right now, I would still say Lyra Valkyria would keep her championship after NXT Stand and Deliver, but I'm very curious of how they're going to build up Lyra Valkyria post injury and how they're going to have her address Roxanne Perez. Is they're going to go the typical babyface route, or are we going to see a darker side of Lyra Valkyria, a more aggressive side of her, and possibly attack Roxanne Perez, or, maybe end up cutting a serious promo where she, actually, like mentally attacks her or whatever. But we're going to get to the next point in the next person in this feud, which is Roxanne Perez. And Roxanne Perez, I have been a huge fan of her for a while, but Roxanne Perez is arguably doing some of the best work of her career in NXT right now, and she's been doing an amazing job with this recent heel turn. And I think this was a necessary heel turn because her babyface run was getting kind of stale, and we needed to see a more aggressive side of Roxanne Perez, and she's doing an amazing job with this more aggressive side. And one thing about Roxanne Perez as a heel right now is that she's not a heel that you typically hate, because for anything she does, she has a logical reason why she does the things she does. She talked about recently on NXT, she talked about how she lost her NXT championship, how she never lost the championship, how she got injured and had to relinquish it. She talked about her match with Becky Lynch, how when Becky Lynch came, she got booed out of the arena. And she recently talked about how she got screwed over in her recent championship match and never got a rematch. Everything that she does, she has a logical, sound reason for it, and you really can't be mad at her. And I'm really loving what she does. She's very similar to Drew McIntyre in the sense of having a reason for why they do the things that they do, instead of just being a bad guy. This was a slow heel turn. Really love it. And I'm very interested to see what they do with Roxanne Perez. Are they going to actually pull the trigger? I personally would not mind them pulling the trigger and having her dethrone Lyra Valkyria. Lyra Valkyria had an amazing reign, but I would be very interested to see a heel Roxanne Perez as champion. The next feud we got to get into is the current NXT champion, Ilya Dragunov, and facing Tony D'Angelo. This match is very surprising because I thought that originally they would go with Dragunov versus Mello, maybe Mello beats Dragunov, and then at Stand and Deliver, they do Mello and Trick. But they're still doing that, but just not for the title, which I'm kind of happy they're not. But Dragunov and Tony D'Angelo is going to be an amazing match, and I am loving. And Ilya Dragunov is doing amazing work. Ilya Dragunov is one of the most intense wrestlers. He's one of the best wrestlers in the world. Any match with him is just going to be a 5-star classic. But Tony D'Angelo in this feud has been really well, and I'm loving his character. I love the whole mafia boss character. It fits him so perfectly, and I'm loving this. And this wasn't really even a feud, really. It was just two guys that just want the championship. But now, after the recent episode with Tony D'Angelo kidnapping Ilya Dragunov, I love that scene. They're bringing him to the bridge. I love that promo segment. But this feud needed more animosity. They need more hatred towards each other, in which I love that they did this, because originally they didn't really have a reason to hate each other. All they had was, I want the championship and I want to keep my championship. Now they actually have something to really build off of, some of that heat, and I'm really excited. And I love Tony D'Angelo. Do I now? The question is, will they have Tony D'Angelo win at Stand and Deliver? That would be interesting, because this could, get him out of that tag team division and actually catapult him and build a new star and put him on that echelon of being a solo star finally. And then they can finally send Ilya to the main roster, because he's been ready to go to the main roster. Now, do I see that? Not really. I still think Ilya will win. I think they're going to give him a long championship reign. I think eventually he will get the throne, but I think that will be by Trick Williams. It did. He will go to the main roster. But I'm very excited for this match. Very excited to see Tony D'Angelo in a solos, in a solo, match. And I'm excited to see what he does as a solo character, because he always been a tag team. But I'm very excited for this feud. Very excited for this match. And this is going to be a very special feud. I already know. But lastly, we're going to talk about probably going to be the main event of Stand and Deliver, rightfully so. Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes. This feud has been building up for a while now. I would say since NXT Heat Wave, possibly. This has been heating up probably even longer, but this has been building up for a while, with Melo constantly, manipulating Trick Williams, constantly manipulating Trick Williams, constantly, basically lying to Trick, basically feeding Trick lies, with Melo originally attacking Trick Williams, injuring him. Then we had the whole Lexus King thing where did he attack him? Melo saying that Ilya did it. This story has been nothing but amazing, with Trick Williams being the sidekick to Carmelo Hayes for years. Melo's winning championship after championship, constantly winning, and Trick Williams constantly just being the guy that's just Melo's friend. And Melo being the guy that eventually gets jealous of Trick Williams, because Trick Williams becoming easily the most over in NXT, being the guy that everyone loves and everyone seeing him as the next main event guy, where Melo thinks that Trick Williams is nothing more than just his friend, his sidekick. I love it. Loving this new heel Melo. We needed heel Melo, because babyface Melo wasn't really working, and I'm glad they did the heel turn, because the heel turn at Vicious Day was nothing but perfect. Him betraying his best friend, him saying that Trick Williams is nothing more than just a hype man, nothing more than Melo's hype man. I'm loving this feud. I'm loving the animosity. I love the heat between them. And I love that this doesn't have a championship, because it really doesn't need a championship. But this feud is nothing but special. This is really, I'm not going to say similar, but, give some similarities, I guess, to Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, But this feud in this match is going to be nothing but a classic, nothing but a 5-star match. And I'm really excited for NXT Stand and Deliver. It's going to be very special. But we haven't even talked about the other participants that's going to be a Stand and Deliver. Oba Femi with the North American Championship. His historic, well, not really historic, but his dominant reign. Him being a dominant force. Curious what he's going to do. Curious what Dijak is going to do. Dijak, who just seems to constantly put on 5-star matches every single pay-per-view. We still got to see what he's going to do. We got to see what they're going to do with the tag team titles. With Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin. Who's going to dethrone them? Or if they going to retain. Then we still got the Chase U storyline with Thea Hill and JCJ. We still got that. NXT Stand and Deliver have so many storylines, so many feuds that are just going to be so. It is so much talent on that roster that's just going to make an amazing Stand and Deliver, and it's really going under the radar and deserve way more praise. And arguably, you could argue that they're doing a better job than the main roster, arguably outside of Cody Rhodes and The Rock. But NXT Stand and Deliver is going to be an amazing pay-per-view. Definitely got to check it out, and I'm very excited for it. But what do you guys think of Stand and Deliver? What do you think about the build and how it's been built up? And who do you guys see winning, or who you guys see winning? Who's going to be a new champ, or who's going to get thrown? But yeah, that's it.